This is a lowland village, one of thousands scattered across the fertile arable counties of England. Its name is Lavenham in Suffolk, and in 1943 it is living two lives at once, one medieval, one urgently modern. "600 years ago, Lavenham was one of the richest towns in England, built on wool. The Guildhall still stands in the marketplace today, surrounded by 15th century houses that have watched this village through plague, prosperity, and now, war. Lavenham is both medieval and up to date. That's not a contradiction here. It's simply how the village has always survived. The marketplace is the heart of it, much as it always was. The buildings lean with age, timber frames settled over centuries, but the life around them is entirely present tense. A village going about its business under wartime conditions, same as everywhere else in Britain. Look at the faces here, the older tradesmen who keep the village running. With so many of the young men away at war, the skilled work of this place has fallen to those who remember how it was done a generation ago. Their hands haven't forgotten. Down these streets, half-timbered houses lean shoulder to shoulder, barely changed since Tudor times. And yet these same streets are doing wartime duty. This is a working village, not a museum, whatever the buildings might suggest. Cattle are still driven through the village the old way, down the main street, past timber-framed shop fronts, exactly as it would have looked 100 years ago. But look closer, and the reason is entirely wartime. Livestock has to move on foot because the fuel to move it any other way simply isn't there. Because for all its medieval charm, Lavenham lies in the heart of fertile arable lowlands, and on farming, its life depends. That has never been more true than now. Suffolk's wheat and barley are feeding a nation that's had to turn every spare acre over to the plough. Fields that were pasture before the war have been ploughed up for grain. Orders from the War Agricultural Committee obeyed the length and breadth of the county. This is the dig for victory instruction, playing out not in back gardens, but across entire farms. Even the machinery reflects the strain. Older equipment, kept running because new machinery is nearly impossible to come by in wartime. Whatever will still turn a furrow is put back to work. The farmers themselves carry the weight of it, weathered, practical men, doing the arithmetic of a hard season in their heads before it's ever written down. In a village like this, the harvest isn't an abstraction. It's the entire point of the year. The old farming skills are being pushed harder than they've ever been pushed. Every acre matters now. Land that would once have rested is being worked, season after season, because Britain cannot afford idle fields in 1943. Off the farm, the village's own trades are being called on to keep that machinery going. The wheelwright's yard is as busy as it's ever been, not building for the future, but repairing and making do, because nothing gets replaced if it can be mended instead. And nothing gets mended without the forge. The village blacksmith is as essential to the war effort as any factory. Every horseshoe, every repaired tool, every mended part keeps the farm work moving, and the farm work is what keeps the country fed. Out in the street again, the medieval houses close in overhead, timber frames leaning together the way they have for half a millennium. But village life carries on around the war too, in the small domestic details that don't stop for anything. A dog by the fire, a child home from somewhere, an ordinary evening indoors while the fields outside do their quiet, essential work. A man walks past with the unhurried pace of someone who has walked this street his whole life, war or no war. As the light softens, Lavenham looks exactly like what it is. A village suspended between two Britons, the one carved into its 15th century timber, and the one currently ploughing every field it owns to keep the country fed. And at the end of the working day, there's still a pint waiting at the village pub, a small, ordinary ritual that hasn't changed in generations and won't be interrupted by a war either. This is Lavenham in 1943, medieval and up to date, exactly as it describes itself. A wool town built on medieval wealth, now quietly doing its wartime duty in wheat and barley instead. If you'd like to see more rescued footage like this, subscribe to Archive Britain.